Hello, what's up? I just wanted to sit and chill with you guys today. And just talk about, something that I think goes through our heads, as women. Have you ever felt like nobody actually taught you how to be feminine? That's a real legit question because a lot of my friends, we're in the same age group, we're in our 20s, 30s, 40s. When I asked them, I said, well, do you think any of your mom or whatever, did she really sit down and teach you how to be feminine? And the answer is always no. And this is not throwing shade, to the moms or things like that. It's just an indicator that there is this continuous unfinished this unfinished thing that we needed as women of color. Somewhere the line had stopped or the information stopped because of so many factors. There's so many factors behind this, but regardless of how it has happened, we find that a lot of women just have this missing link. So many women have this missing link. We know how to take care of ourselves. We know how to be go-getters. But when it comes to the go-getting of our femininity, it's just that something's just not there. It's just a portion of there. Like, we know how to take care of ourselves as a woman. But when we look at other situations, what is it? Okay? And a lot of women grew up learning how to survive. We just know how to survive. We know how to do school well. We know how to get skills well. We know how to make money well. We know how to get and gather resources when there is a need, right? But who taught us how to be softened? Who taught us how to get soft? So when we need that feminine side attended to or to attend to, how do we soften that? And that's what I think a lot of people have a perception about, is because when I see people talking about, women of color, us, pigmented sisters, it's always the behavior issue. It's not that we're not smart. It's not that we're not capable. It's just certain behavior traits. And sometimes, and we know on ourselves, when we have a bad kid, we don't want to take them nowhere, right? So who taught us how to soften and be that soft feminine woman? That is the missing link in our femininity. And I believe we can reclaim that, And maybe you saw conflict, in your home. And maybe you saw conflict in your home. You didn't see a soft life. You didn't see, a mom that was, relaxed, or that was like, oh, let's do this, honey. Let's bake cookies, and let me turn off my phone, and all these such things. We know most women in America has worked. You've seen a woman that worked very hard and tried her best, but some of those days she may have been, kind of tired and aggravated, and then you saw the conflict, and maybe she chose a good guy, maybe she had a good guy, didn't have a good guy, but just seeing the dynamic of those relationships, some of them were toxic, some of them were violent, some of them were no good, some of them were good. We're not going to discredit that. But some of them were no good. And then that led to us probably having no good relationships as well, you know? And maybe you learned early that you had to handle things yourself. So, mom may be tied up, dad may be tied up, mom may be tied up, dad may not be there, or there wasn't just a lot of people around that could probably help out. And so now you had to grow up. You had to, kick in and, do some things. But there's not a problem in that. But when we don't know how to soften and just keep, I always have to, because of our situation, when there's no kickback of femininity, when you need to refresh, renew, it'll have you burnt out. It'll have you guarded. It'll have you not trusting anybody. And this is all facts. Trust me, I know, because I've been there. Okay. And you had to handle things on your own. Like, how many of us are sick of doing things on our own sometimes? And hallelujah, me. I know that I do it, but there are times when I know that I gotta fall back. Oh, it's me day. Okay, I need you guys. I'll be there. My children, I'll be there. But right now, mommy needs me time. I gotta pray. I gotta relax. I gotta sit back because I'm feeling like I'm about to burn out. But we have to learn, when that man comes in our life, or the person that says, hey, you look like a nice young lady, it's important that we leave room for him to take us out of that mode of surviving and doing everything. We know that you do have to work hard these days, but if you are blessed enough to find a companion that loves you, cares for you, and wants to see the load lighten, let him, let him, let him. Okay, because that's an important role for him. He feels that I'm leading, I'm covering, I'm providing and protecting and loving this woman, and you know she's just feminine, and I just want to do that for her. Let him, let him do it. And it's nothing bad to you. This is where we have trust and vulnerability. Be with a man worthy of that has the integrity, the love, and that cherishes you. Let him. Okay. And and, and because we just grew up so survivalist. Okay. And because we were in that mindset for so long, that you have to do it, is true, nobody is coming to save you, but there are some people that are helpmates along the way. There are destiny partners, there are partnerships, there are friends, there are associations, there are mentors, there are coaches, there are relationships that come and help. And so while we were in that survival mode, we learned how to be strong, independent, and responsible. Okay. Yes, be responsible. Yes, be resilient and independent as an adult in your singularity. Yes, but also that missing link, we move from the independence to interdependence. Okay, that's when we are selfless, and that we're considerate of other people. That it's not just about me. The world doesn't revolve around me. Okay, we say we're emotionally intelligent, that we're in tune and aware. So we have to open up and be vulnerable, because when we do that, the person can truly love you for who you are, and meet the needs. If you're always walking around strong, independent, I don't need any help, right? How can that person come in and meet your needs? If you go to the hospital, your leg is bleeding, and the administrators and the staff come up to you, oh, do you need help? Can we put the tourniquet on to stop the bleeding? I don't need no help. And you're gonna bleed out, and you're gonna die right there in your situation, surrounded by people that could have helped you. Now that just look crazy, don't it? That's how bad it looks when you say I don't need. Yeah, we all need someone. You may not be ready for the relationship status, but you do need your mailman to deliver your mail. You do need the gas station so you can fill up your gas. You do need the doctor to check on your health. You do need somebody. And in those situations, you do have to open up to the doctor and say, yeah, I'm having this problem. Well, no problem. I can fix it for you. All right, take this and call me in the morning. Oh, I feel much better. It's the same thing. And if you are blessed and you are, find a suitable mate for you, they will do that same thing. It is like a miracle, okay? And then you can be like, yes, darling. There'll be more smiles than frowns, okay? Relationships still take work, but you gotta work on them and put effort into it. That's just how it is, okay? And but now as an adult, you may notice something. We grow up, and we're starting to be more cognizant of, well, who am I? What's my identity? And I'm a good woman. Okay, what makes me good? The characteristics, and we get in. We're in and out. We have this relationship, and there we notice that we want peace in our relationships, but part of us still guarded, right? I see a lot of people on the internet, and like people want peace, but they're still guarded, and that's can be normal when you're transitioning out of just relying on yourself, or maybe you got into situations where you can't rely on other people, but you want that peace. This is a craving, like it's an inner craving, a desire, inner desire. Like I just want to fully relax and let go, be that you know full woman, that little girl that nurtured, like that's having fun, but I'm feeling guarded because I'm not sure, is this going to work out, and things like that. It's not because something is wrong with you. A lot of people pose that something's wrong with you, rah, rah. It's not because that. It's because many women were never shown what healthy femininity looks like. And we're trying to piece this thing together, after our trials, after our tribulations, after our mistakes, and certain relationships that taught us a lesson. We're trying to piece this thing together. Do I listen to here? Do I listen to, you know? But, God said that you are fearfully and you're wonderfully made. So you already have a creator that made you fearfully and wonderfully. He says you are a daughter and your father is a king. So if the world can affirm you what your femininity, your healthy femininity looks like, God can. And as you grow and just let him love on you, he'll lead and guide you to people that can further your femininity. Now I know in my heart of hearts, that I have a God that loves me. He's going to bring me to that life coach that is Bible based. He's going to bring me to wearing modest clothing so that I can focus on the inner beauty. He's going to tell me to not look like the woman of the world, where I have to be, fast, where I have to take off my clothes or to feel sexy for to get attention from a man. He's going to lead me to be vulnerable and open. He's going to give me discernment to know what man aligns with me and what man doesn't. Because we all have a destiny. And maybe your destiny has been delayed for a little while, but today it all changes. Because we're going to go through this and we're going to learn. We're going to get to the root of why did we have that missing link? We break in generational curses. We're calling all feminine women, we're calling women to the kingdom to be feminine women of God, that we can walk in beauty, that we can walk in power, that we have favor, that we have peace, and that we can pray and we can cover our homes, our husband and our family with our love, nurture, the word. See how powerful that is? Very powerful. And I'm glad that we're starting this journey together, because femininity can be learned. It is not too late. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe if you found this valuable or helpful in any way. Share with a friend. I love you. Be blessed.